Hey Mike, there's one other thing I did not show you earlier. This will be considered basically part two of the tutorial. I'm going to just set this up so that we can see a fit right in the window. That looks good. And I'm going to show you something about rendering because that would be pretty important. On that particular solid, I'm clicking on enter again. I'm just making it light neon as we had before. It's the same project as you can see. But what we want to do is now we want to render this baby so that you can put it on top of your content in Premiere Pro. Sometimes you might want to have a video going underneath or something like that, or whatever. Um, but what you'll need to do then is in the project tab of your workspace, click on that composition, and we're gonna composition and add it out to the render queue. That's going to set us all up to then um, make a little video out of it. So that then you can put that video on a layer on top of the one underneath you showing, at your start or ending or whatever it is, or both of the project you got going in Premiere. So now, just to show you something, why this one thing is important that I showed in the first tutorial. Let's go back to the effects tab again. It's important that you've got your alpha channel rendered in. Uh, this is on what looks to be a black background, but I will go into, if I go into this little button right here in After Effects, a toggle transparency grid, it's off now, it's not lit. If I click on it, you can see now it lights up, but nothing has changed. It's actually not sitting on a background at all. There's actually transparency behind it. We just can't see it yet. Um, why don't I do something here that's kind of crazy? I'll create a new solid, and I'm just going to make it a color that'll maybe contrast out a little bit. Why don't we make it a kind of a dark blue or something? That should make it show up. Move him to the bottom, and you see we can't even see it. If I turn that layer off, that the text is on, you can see the background, but we can't see it now. If I toggle the transparency, you can see I still can't see it, even though we know our transparency is there. We just have to use it. That old alpha channel, as we call it. So what I want to do is, with your text layer highlighted, of course, go into those render settings, um, and make sure that we turn it on to transparent. And now see, immediately you can see the alpha channel show up. So then as I kind of scroll it through, you can see what that looks like. And that looks pretty good. So we don't want to render this with the background, though, because we don't really want that in it. The only thing we want is this. And you can see now that we do have the transparency all set up. It can go on top of anything now and show up well. So what you want to do then is, with only that layer, make sure you got the composite setting on transparent. You can just give it a check and make sure that it's there. You got everything straight. We know it's there. So then jump back over to your render queue. You'll need to render. Click on this output module control, and we want to tell it that we want to use a format that does include the alpha channel. So AVI is like a really old technology, still works. It creates like very large file sizes though. There's absolutely no loss of resolution, which is really nice, which is why some people still use it, but there are other ways around that now. But just check in your channels and make sure that that this one is lit up. RGB, which would be all of everything we can see, all your pixels, plus the alpha channel. So that one works. If you wanted to do it like as a QuickTime movie, for instance, you're going to notice that that's grayed out. So you can't really include both your pixels and your alpha channel. You can get only the alpha channel, and sometimes you want that too for a completely different purpose. I render QuickTime a lot for little video clips that I want everything in. I'm not worried about the alpha channel because I can have an uncompressed format and I get pretty good quality out of it. The one I use most often is a PNG sequence. So that makes, for the number of frames you have, an individual picture basically of that frame, of each individual frame. And you can see that I have the option of selecting the alpha channel along with it. But just make sure that you render out the alpha channel along with the RGB or your pixels. Make sure you select a folder someplace that then you can put it, that create a new folder within a folder, because if you use PNG it's going to put like everything in. I create a new folder anyway and just put everything in there and save it out and render it, and then you can go in and get it, bring it into Premiere Pro, put it on top of your project, and off you go. Really good. It'll make it look really nice. Anyway, hope that helps out, buddy. Talk to you soon.